Hi guys, so today we are learning about algebra. What is algebra? And we are going to learn some new vocabulary. So let's start with variables. We will often use the word variables, and variables means the letters that we use. So it's the letters that we use in our equations when we are solving the question. So it can be X, Y, Z, it can be A, B, C, or it can be any of the letters, right? Those are the variables. Constants are your numbers, right? And numbers, any numbers, it could be decimals, it could be fractions, it could be positive, negative, whichever numbers, they are all constants, right? Expressions is when we put the variables and constants together. So like x plus 5, it's a variable and a constant together, so that is an expression, right? It could be 2x plus 5, so a number and a constant multiplied and then adding. So you can use any of the operations. You can use plus, minus, multiply, or divide, and you can have an expression, right? Then you have an equation. Equation is when you have an equals to sign after your expression. So if I say x plus 5 is equals to 12. So now because we have an equals to sign here, it became an equation because now we can find the value of the variable, right? Then let's talk about terms. Terms are the different sets of an expression. So like here, when you have x plus 5, your x and 5 are terms, right? If you have any other expression like 5x plus 30, these two are your terms, right? It can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 5x squared plus 2x plus 3. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 terms. It can be 7x plus 2y plus 3z plus 5. It can be 4. It can be any. It doesn't matter. There is no limit. Depending on the question, you will have different number of terms, right? So these sets, these separate sets which is separated by a positive and a negative are terms. If they are multiply, they are one term, right? Coefficients are the numerical value of a term, right? So here, if the term is 7x, your 7 is the coefficient, right? In this one, 2y is your term, 2y is the term, and 2 is the coefficient, right? I hope it's making sense. Let's do a little bit more of this. So now here, if we have an expression like 7x squared plus 3y, let us suppose, right? Now in this expression, we have two terms. So our terms are 7x squared and 3y, or plus 3y are your two terms, right? Now in these two terms, we can find their factors. So the factors are going to be 7 times x is giving us 7x squared, right? So those are the factors. And here we will have 3 and y as our factors, right? Now there are 2x, you can use it as 7 and an x, all right? 7 and x are factors. Now from here we can find a numerical coefficient. So numerical coefficient is going to be 7 in the first term, and in the second one the numerical coefficient is 3, right? So we have an expression. When we separate the expression into parts, then it becomes terms. When the terms are separated, it becomes factors, and then from the factors we can find whatever the numerical value is our numerical coefficient, all right? All right, let's do a little bit more. So now let's find some like and unlike terms. because you can only add or subtract your like terms. You cannot add and subtract unlike terms in algebra. Now, what does that mean? So let us suppose we have a few expressions here, which I have already written. Now, from here, we can find that the terms for the first one is 7x and 12y. These are the two terms, right? So these are the two terms. Now, these two terms, if we find their factors, it's 7 and x, and here it's 12 and y. This 12 numbers have other factors as well, but right now we are just doing factors of the terms, right? Now, are the variables, the next step is, are the variables same or are they different? So here our variable is x and y, so they are different, right? And because they are different, we cannot solve them. No. So there is no solution, or the solution can be 7x plus 12y, because you cannot solve it further, right? Now let's do the next one. So the next one says we have minus 5x plus 3x. So if we find the terms, it is minus 5x and 3x, right? Now we find the factors. So the factors is minus 5 comma x, and the factors here is 3 and x. Now here, if we see, the variables are same. Yes, x and x. So we will write they are same. So when they are same, can you solve that? Yes. And when we solve it, we will do minus 5 plus 3. So minus 5x plus 3x is going to be minus 2x. We can add or subtract the numbers. The variable will remain same. The variable will remain same, and you solve the number, right? Let's do the next one. So the next one is 3x squared minus 2x. So the two terms is 3x squared and minus 2x. The factors are 3 times x. Here it is minus 2 times x. Are the variables same? Now, when you have, this is a tricky one. Now here you have 2 x's and here you have x's, right? 1x and there you have x times x. These are not same variables. X squared and x in itself are two different, so they are different. Can you solve? No. So the answer is going to be 3x squared minus 2x. You can factorize it, that we will do in a different video. You can factorize. That means you can separate the factors or take something common, but you cannot solve it yet. Next one, the last one here is 7x squared y plus 3yx squared. So here the terms are 7x squared y and 3yx squared. Now when we separate, it becomes 7 times x times x times y. This one is 3 times y times x times x. All right. Now, are they different or are they same? So here we have 1, 2x, 1 and 2. So x times x, we have x squares in both. We have y in both. They are all multiplied. And the numbers doesn't matter here. So they are same. So same means, can you solve it? Yes, I can solve it. So now this is going to be 7x squared y plus 3yx squared. Yx squared can be written as 3x squared y. Right? They are the same thing. So 7x squared y plus 3x squared y is equals to 10x squared y. And that is your answer. So the variable always remains the same. You only add or subtract the numbers. So in this case, it is 10x squared y. Right? All right. I hope this makes sense. This was a quick introduction to algebra, and we will do more of factorizing and simplifying in our next video. Cool. cool. Have a good day.